It's time to start another brand new season here in our Colorado Rockies draft only franchise. And this is a season that I said a couple of episodes ago that I think we could challenge for a playoff spot. Maybe not make one, but be somebody in the mix. But taking a look, we are still ranked 28th in the league starting the season. Part of that is because a couple of prospects that I was honestly kind of banking on making the squad just couldn't quite have the spring that I feel like I needed them to make the jump to the majors. One of those players, of course, Jose Barreto, ended up actually losing a bit to his hits per nine in spring, just had a double-digit ERA, wasn't really doing well in simulation. If you watched that stream, he was actually pitching pretty well when we tuned in to watch him. But anytime I went to simulation, he was struggling mightily. And so we're going to have him start on the AAA year and honestly probably spend most of the year in it. Another thing I talked about in the stream and I've talked about in previous episodes is just how valuable that prospect promotion incentive is. This year is giving us the number 35 pick in the draft because Omar Figueroa won Rookie of the Year and started the year on our roster. So that's something that I'm going to be paying very close attention to throughout really this entire franchise, is bringing guys up at the start of the year so that they can win us some awards and get us extra draft capital. And so does that mean Jose Barreto gets called up in September now? You know, that's a really big difference, almost an entire season of a difference just by not making the opening day roster. Same here with Clemente Herrera, who wasn't even flirting with the Mendoza line, was well underneath it in spring. Two guys I had a lot of hopes for, but just had such struggles in spring training that I had to start them in AAA, and I think they're going to spend most of the year in it. So with two of, our top, eight highest overall players ending up spending a significant portion of the year in the minor league systems, still might be 1 year away here on this squad. But that being said, they can always surprise us, and they're going to get the first chance to against the vaulted Dodgers here at home to start the regular season. So without further ado, let's get into opening day. The Dodgers are, of course, a very tough opponent. We've beat them in opening day action before, though. It was our very first opening day and hoping to repeat that today. We got a full house in Colorado for this one. Don't want to disappoint all these fans. Hoping that this season we can give them something to show up for on a consistent basis for the first time in many years, even dating before this franchise series. Los Angeles Dodgers versus Colorado Rockies coming up next. But before we get into the action, I do want to give a quick shout out to Andrew, who dropped the first ever donation in the channel's history on my last stream's video. And shout out to you. Thank you for supporting the channel. And thank you to everyone else who supports the channel in all the other ways with the likes and the views and the comments as well. Chase Dolander set to make his first career opening day start after a very strong spring from him. Last year was solid, for a rookie season in Coors. I think you'll take those numbers for sure. Hoping that he can build off a very strong spring here against the Dodgers, but on the opening at bat of the season, it will be a base hit for Brian Zito. Looks up next. Pitch right over the middle, and a diving play by Jordan Beck will get the outs. The first out of the season coming in fashion. Jordan Beck able to just stretch out and haul that one in. Beautiful out. 2-0 pitch for Mookie Betts, and going for the steal is Zito, but Ethan Salas throws him out. The defense helping out Dollander so far for the first couple outs of the season, and that's what we need. We need some strong defense here if we're going to be asking for successful pitching here in Coors Field. So far, that's exactly what we're getting, and the first strikeout of the season coming on a pitch that was closer to hitting Betts than it was the strike zone. Nice job to get him swinging there. Just one hit, no runs across for Dollander's first inning of the new season. Pitching for the Dodgers is Shohei Ohtani. At this point in the series, he's in, well into his 30s, but still a dominant player, and is obviously somebody that's, when you have a player like Neil Dorsey, you get excited with a player like Shohei Ohtani and just how impactful he can be. Not going to say he's going to be Shohei as we go down swinging on the first two at-bats of the season, but just seeing how Shohei has impacted baseball, and you see a guy like Dorsey, you hope he can follow in his footsteps to the best of his ability. No hits for the Rockies in the first inning, so Dollander back out to pitch. Shohei will ground out here. Over to Kyle Brown. That'll bring up James Outman. Jammed up inside, and it's a lazy fly over to Jordan Beck. 2 up, 2 down. Here, top of the second. 2-2 pitch for Dalton Varsho is lifted to center. Logan Cerny makes his way over to it and makes the easy play. So far, so good for Dollander. Can the offense show up here? Starting with Omar Figueroa. 24 homers for him in his Rookie of the Year campaign. Starts the season with a fly out to right field. Salas, another hit into the outfield, but not able to find the gaps here or get enough exit velo out of them to get hits. Zach Veen nearly hits Shohei Ohtani, but jammed up inside. And Shohei so far 2 hitless innings for the Dodgers. This one will sneak past the glove of a diving Omar Figueroa. Creep all the way back to the wall, so an extra base hits for Wilmer Flores playing first base, taking over that Freddie Freeman role in this Dodgers offense. Not an easy man to replace by any means, but a good start there. Raleigh up next. It's this one deep to left field, but Jordan Beck settles underneath it for the first out, and the runner will hold at second. Hitting in the 9th spot for Los Angeles, Andy Pages. Grounder over to Kyle Brown. Can't field it cleanly, but makes the throw on time for the second out, and the runner advances. It'll bring up the top of the order. Ryan Zito got a hit his first time up, but this time Omar Figueroa covers the bag, and another scoreless inning pitched by Dollander. Might be seeing a bit of a pitcher's battle here in opening day action. Michael Chavis up, and he's going to get the first hit of the season for the Rockies. A worm burner up the middle for a leadoff single. Rockies get on base for the first time this season. Jordan Beck chasing that ball high and inside on the 2-1 pitch. Be an infield fly out to Gavin Lux. Logan Cerny hit 2 homers the last time we checked in on the Major League squad. It was a surprise game from him. This time he gets a walk. Kyle Brown hits it well to left center field. It's down, off against the wall. Scores 1 Rocky run and scores a second as well. A 2-run double, and the Rockies strike first. Here in the bottom of the third. Looked like it might be a slow offensive day through the first 2 innings. No hits at all. The Rockies starting to build something here in this third inning. Still just 1 out. Sterling Thompson up next. Low in the zone, he squeaks it through the infield. Kyle Brown headed home for the Rockies, and he gets there easily. An RBI single for Sterling. Makes it a 3-run Rockies inning. Offense coming to life just in time for Rafael Murillo. 0-0 pitch is blasted to center field. A moonshot from Murillo makes it 5-0 Rockies. 514 feet from the superstar shortstop. Over 110 miles an hour off the bats. Who else other than Rafael Murillo to have the first home run of the season for the squad? This is his first season starting in the 90s overall, hoping that he can continue and perhaps even build off of his early career success this year. Maybe enter that MVP conversation would be a nice thing for Murillo. Has actually yet to make an all-star game, surprisingly, with how well he has played. The shortstops have just been really, it's been a really hard position to win awards for in this series so far. Salas got one to hit over the middle, going opposite field. It's down fair on that left field line, and he's got himself a 2-out double. Looking to maybe extend this inning even further. Salas, of course, was off to a great start last season before getting injured. Hopefully he can replicate that this season, and that's going to end the day for Shohei Ohtani, only making it 2 2/3 innings in his opening day start. The Rocky offense just exploding here in the third, and the Dodgers decide to bring out Nick Frasso. Zach Veen makes it runners in the corners. Chavis, who started this inning out, is also going to be the one, unfortunately, to end it, as he got caught chasing a low curveball. But 6 hits, 5 runs scored for the Rockies in the inning, breaking this game open in a major way. We know these games in Coors can get pretty high scoring, and speaking of that, Gavin Lux. Right after that, blasts a solo shot, another home run that travels over 500 feet in this game. We gave Chase Dolander some run insurance here, but doesn't mean we just want to start allowing them to score. That's for sure. But hard to stop home runs from happening in Coors if we're being honest with ourselves. So, Dodgers get on the board here to lead off the fourth. Mookie Betts up next. 1-0 pitch lifted deep to right field. Back to the wall and caught on the warning track for Zach Veen. Couple of hard hits in a row, though. For the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani retired. So Dolander doing a nice job retiring the tough part of this Dodgers order here. And then a curveball. Left over the plate, maybe a little bit lucky that he got him swinging through that one, but the Dodgers got a little lucky maybe with a Gavin Lux 500-foot blast, so I guess we can call it even. Beck will lead off the fourth for Colorado. That one is down for a base hit. Drops right in front of the center fielder, so we will have to hold at first. But a leadoff single for the left fielder, who's already made some highlight plays defensively in this game. Now gets on the board offensively, but Cerny grounds into a 3-6-3 double play. Wilmer Flores doing a nice job on the defensive end for Los Angeles, corralling that and getting back in time to field the second part of that double play. Kyle Brown lines it right over to third, and that will end the inning for the Rockies. Great third inning. Couldn't follow it up with doing much in the fourth for us, though. Just one hit for the inning. This one left over the middle by Dollander, and Varsho will get on base. Opposite field there for the leadoff double. Wilmer Flores has a hit so far already, and looking for number 2. He's going to get it. Cerny loads up for the throw, but it's not in time. Varsho crosses home plate, and it's now 2 runs for the Dodgers. Raleigh blasts this one to right field, but it is not going to stay fair. Could have instantly been a 1-run ball game had that one stayed in the field of play. Instead, he's still going to get a base hit. Would have been an excellent diving play by Murillo, but just couldn't quite make it. Dollander having a little bit of trouble here in the 5th. Can he get out of it? That's a good start. Striking out Pages, swinging on a nice slider. A lot of late break there on that one. And then a 3-6-1 double play with Dollander covering first. Ends the inning, so got himself in a bit of a trouble, but got out of it, just allowing the 1 run. I'd call that a successful inning for Chase Dollander. Thompson deep to the wall and caught by Pages. Solidly struck, but won't get credited for a hit. And then Murillo gets jammed inside for a fly out to center. 2 up, 2 down for the Rockies. Still trying to find the magic they had in the 3rd. Omar Figueroa, one of the few who hadn't gotten himself a hit so far, but he gets on base here for his first hit of the season. 2-out single for him brings up Ethan Salas, hitting the same spot, just a little bit softer, and so it'll be a ground out with the force out to second base. The score will remain 2-5 here as we head to the 6th. Dollander still keeping his pitch count in a reasonable spot here as we start the 6th. But he allows a base hit here. But then Jordan Beck throws him out, trying to go for 2. The second defensive highlight for Jordan Beck. Typically don't think of him as a defender, but he's making plays for the Rockies in that outfield spot. Mookie Betts goes down swinging for the 2nd time in this game. Half of Dollander's strikeouts coming against Mookie Betts is impressive. And then Shohei Ohtani out in front of the changeup, sitting on the fastball. I mean, Dollander's done an excellent job against the 2 best hitters on the Dodgers. That is for sure. That's not an easy task. Veen, blast to right field. Got the hanging breaking ball and took advantage of it. 475 feet for the first home run of the season for the 2nd-year outfielder. Those corner outfielders that we started the franchise with having themselves a day here on opening day in front of the hometown fans. And I'll bring up Chavis, the first one to get a hit for us today. And here he goes down, trying to check swing on a ball that ended up inside the zone anyway. Jordan Beck. Tapper over to shortstop. Gavin Lux makes the throw over to first, but it is offline, so an error will allow Jordan Beck to reach first base. Logan Cerny up next. Jordan Beck trying to steal, and he is out. I have a firm believer that when somebody makes an error, you have to make them pay for it. Instead, we bail them out by letting them get the outs anyways, and that's going to end the 6th. You can't let somebody get off scot-free when they have an error. James Outman, lazy fly ball, handled it by Rafael Murillo. 2-2 pitch. Starting Varsho is going to get it through the infield for a base knock right up the middle. 1 on, 1 down for Los Angeles. Man, that dance really gets annoying. I'll tell you what. This one hits straight to third, and it should be a 5-4-3 double play. to end the inning. Who's dancing now? Chase Dollander, 7 innings in this one, looking pretty dang clean throughout it. Maybe a little bit of a struggle of a 5th, but other than that, man's been pitching very well. Kyle Brown. Swan's going to go in for a base knock. Oh, bloop single over to right field. Sterling Thompson up next. We got Kyle Brown trying to steal a bag, and we get caught stealing again. Here's an idea. How about let's not steal? It's not what this team's very good at. We should stop. Let the offense do the work itself, but that's just me. Murillo. He's going opposite field, and it's down for a hit. Second time we've seen an opposite field single. Omar Figueroa, can he get something going? Not looking at pitches inside the zone like that. It was a pretty good pitch. Got to give credit where it's due. But nothing doing for the offense here in the 7th. Jeff Ramirez would come in to relieve Dollander in the 8th and start his season out with a strikeout. Was a good battle there for sure. It'll bring up Pages. This one deep to right field and hauled in by Zach Veen. Zito up next. Into the outfield once more, this time over to left, and Jordan Beck makes the play. A 1-2-3 inning for the second-year reliever. Ethan Salas pops one up. This could be our last chance to add on any runs. Ahead of the 9th inning, Zach Veen up to the plate, and he's blasting it once more. The second solo shot of the game for Zach Veen, starting off his season with a bang. Another deep one here, 465 feet, just under 100 miles an hour off the bat. And there you have it. An extra insurance run ahead of the 9th inning. We know the Dodgers offense is dangerous. Gotta get as much of a lead as we can. Chavis gets a free base here. I think that's the first one of the entire ball game here. Bottom of the 8th for either side. And then Jordan Beck down swinging there for out number 2. Cerny 0 for 2, but does have a walk today. And here he's trying to get on base for the first time with his first hit. And that is exactly what he does. 2 on, 2 down for Kyle Brown. 2 hits today, trying to go for 3. Not going to get it, though, as Mookie Betts makes the easy play. It's time for the Rockies to close out the opening day victory. Jeff Ramirez will remain in the game after a solid 8th inning. We'll start the 9th with a strikeout, bringing up Mookie Betts. No hits today, but you can't keep him down forever. This one goes opposite field for a 1-out single. This middle of the middle of the order here for the Dodgers, these star players, you can't keep them down forever. And speaking of, Shohei Ohtani follows up that hit with one of his own. Throw from Zach Veen to Kyle Brown to Ethan Salas. It will hold the runners. So second and third base. The Dodgers starting to build a little bit of hope here. That's something that you can't do with a powerful lineup like this one. You can't give them any hope. But star players make star players, and that's what Betts and Ohtani have done so far. That'll bring up Outman, and a blast to left field is going to bring us all the way to a 2-run ball game. Just like I said, you cannot give an a lineup like this any bit of hope, and that's what we've done. All of a sudden, with only 1 out here in the inning, the Dodgers have a chance. So that will bring up our closer, trying to slam the door, as the scoreboard or the whatever that is says right there. I'm blanking on the name of that. It's not the scoreboard. But Santillan, 36 saves and 41 opportunities last year, was very good. Let's watch the rest of this game. Let's see if Tony can come in and halt this 9th inning rally by the Dodgers. First guy he's got to get out is Dalton Varsho. He has 2 hits in this game already. Been a good opening day for him. Nope. That one just going to be a miss. Certainly could have been called a strike, but it'll even up the count at 1 apiece. This one, once again, right off the plate. The umpire not giving Santillan these close calls here. Gonna have to attack the zone just a little bit more here. Fouls that one off. Once again on that outside edge, you can tell where Tony wants to attack Varsho here. And Tony Varsho blasted deep to right. The rally is not done yet. It is a 1-run ball game. 398 feet for Varsho. His first homer of the season. His 3rd hit of the game. Next up to the plate is Wilmer Flores. We know he is no joke either. He can hit the ball. Things starting to look dangerous. Looked like it was going to be a very easy Rockies opening day victory entering the inning. But the Dodgers showed up here in the 9th. Flores on the first pitch. Infield fly will retire him. All we need is 1 more out. It'll be the catcher up to the plate. Almost had a homer here today. He was about 5 feet away from it. Does have a hit. Fouls off the first pitch. The crowd is going wild, waving the towels. We need 1 more out to beat LA here on opening day. Circle change, and we're ahead 0-2. Pitch. Hit softly by Raleigh. Over to Kyle Brown, and the throw is on time and accurate for the Rockies victory. 7-6 is your final score. The Dodgers made us sweat it out there in that 9th inning, but ultimately we do close out the game, shut the door on the Dodgers here. Had 1 more hits, scored 1 more run. A very entertaining way to open the season. Jordan Beck, Zach Veen, our corner outfielders, both had excellent days. Of course, Rafael Murillo going yard as well. And beating the Dodgers is always a good way to start a brand new season. And hopefully can be the start of a surprising season for our young Rockies squad. By the end of the series against the Dodgers, it would be a 2-game split for each team, which I think we'll take a 2-game split with the Dodgers to start the season for sure. And the last thing I wanted to do here is show you the top prospects ranking here and see where the Rockies have ranks. We have 4 of the top 5 prospects in all of baseball. Of course, the top 2 we're very familiar with, each taken in the first round of their respective drafts. Jared McDaniel, the only guy in the top 5, not a Rocky. He has been in this top prospect ranking for quite some time, up to a 68 overall now. I think he started at a 57, so he's progressing nicely for the Orioles. Maybe could get a call up as soon as maybe this season. Looks like he's almost ready to hit righties. And then, of course, Rich Walsh and Ralph Gilmore, a couple of guys we took in the last class. Rich Walsh, gonna be somebody that not gonna need much time in the minors. 95 strikeouts per 9. I'm excited to see him pitch whenever we get the chance to. Ralph Gilmore, good hits per 9 pitcher. Somebody that has a unique pitch in the palm ball, something you don't see every day. I'm excited to watch him play for the first time as well. There's a bit of a drop off after that. Next time you get a Rockies prospect, it's Juan Rocha. Of course, took him in the first round of our last draft. Excited to see him play. And then another guy we took in the last draft in Gregorio Dominguez and Chris Benoit. A little 3-run of Rockies there. Only then do you get to Clemente Herrera. I think that makes him the 8th rated pitcher. 8th rated prospect. So far, not having a good year to start off. Kind of continuing the struggles he had in spring, but definitely wouldn't consider him the 8th ranked prospect on our team by any means. Eric Suzuki, very long way away. James Unger here at 31. I'd have him much higher on the list personally. Herb Reyes. We've got Antone Hernandez, somebody I'm particularly excited about. Raymond Park. Johnny Brennan. Benji Avalos, another one that we took in the last class, coming in at 79. And that'll do it for the Rockies. So with Benji Avalos being in the top 100, that's 16 top 100 prospects that are on our Rockies team. So despite the fact that we continue to call players up year by year, we still are dominating the top 100 list. At this point, Coleman, Blanco, McCracken, and Cortez are the guys that are outside the top 100. So I think we're still set up. You know, we might not be there yet, but we got a lot of players coming up the pipeline that will be helping out our team in the next couple of years. If you look at the MLB ETA, the game thinks a lot of these guys could be ready this year. We, of course, are a little bit more patient than that with our call-ups. We want to make sure we're setting up our guys for success. But there certainly are a couple of guys that could be ready at some point in this year at the top of this list. But that is all I've got here for the opening day episode. Hope you enjoyed. What ended up being a close victory over the Dodgers to start the season. We'll be back soon with more Rockies baseball, and I'll see you then. Go Rockies.